to do another television movie review, and this time it's Doctor Who, the final 2 episodes of Series 1, called Bad Wolf and Parting of the Ways. So, the episode starts off with the Doctor, Rose and Captain Jack all waking up with temporary amnesia in separate places, in separate game shows. The Doctor finds himself in a future version of the Big Brother house, being presented by Davina Droid. Rose finds herself in a future version of the Weakest Link, being presented by Android, and Captain Jack finds himself in a future version of a make-up program, in a future version of, with droid versions of Trinity and Susanna. And it's basically all about them having to play the game and trying to win, because if you don't, you get deleted and destroyed. The Doctor escapes the Big Brother house with another contestant called Linda, and as they break out, he discovers that they are on Satellite 5, and it's basically just running shows like this over all the time, new contestants over and over again. You might remember, of course, that Satellite 5 was in a previous episode, and we find out the corporation has been taken over by the Bad Wolf Corporation, and this is the company that are churning out all these game shows. During this time, Linda explains that over 100 years ago, the Satellite 5 stopped showing ordinary TV programs, and that's when we last heard mention of Satellite 5. At this point, Jack has got himself out of his game show and has found the Doctor and Linda, and they break into the computer system and they find out which game show Rose is in, and they go and they break in just in time to see that Rose has got to the final of the Weakest Link, and it's her and another contestant. Unfortunately, Rose gets her question wrong, so that means she has to die. Jack is in the TARDIS. The Doctor goes and talks to the controller, and we realise that they don't know who the Bad Wolf Corporation is. All they get is a signal that gives them instructions. The Doctor and Jack try and work out the signal. They hack into it, and they get rid of all the all of the kind of interference that's within the signal, and they discover that it is the Daleks. And the Doctor is saying, I thought I killed you all. And the Daleks say, if you try and interfere, we will kill Rose. This is where we find out that we find out that Rose wasn't killed by the droid. What happened is she was transported over to the Daleks, and the Doctor makes a promise to Rose, says that he's going to come and get her and make sure that she's safe. And at the end of the episode, we see that it's not just one ship, it's an entire fleet. This is a Dalek fleet that is back to full power and full strength, and is ready to take on the world. So, parting of the ways. This episode picks up pretty much just after the last one, with the Daleks preparing to invade Satellite 5, and the Daleks questioning Rose about what will he do next. How will he stop them, basically, so they can come up with defence. So the Doctor and Jack get into the TARDIS and are flying towards the Dalek fleet and appear in the middle of the ship, and the Doctor has put a shield around the TARDIS, and because of where he lands, he's able to land right where Rose and the Dalek are talking, and Jack destroys the Dalek. Once the Dalek is destroyed, they go outside where the shield is so they can't be hurt, and he says, what is going on? What do you think you're doing? I'm sure, I know I killed you all, I destroyed your entire race, and my own entire race as well. It's around this point where the Dalek Emperor comes in from his own ship, saying that you didn't kill us all, a few of us got away before you destroyed the rest of the fleet. I was able to create a new breed of Daleks, and I've been able to build us up back to strength and be able to fight. And the Doctor's really shocked to hear that the Dalek Emperor is declaring himself God of all the Daleks, which makes the Doctor think that he must have had to use some kind of human DNA to create these new Daleks, because that would not be a notion of a true Dalek. And so once that's happened, once they've had this conversation, the Doctor, Rose and Captain Jack get back into the TARDIS and fly back to Satellite 5 to begin to reinforce the satellite for the upcoming invasion. Once back on the satellite, Jack uses a Exterius shield on the first top six floors of Satellite 5, where they can be secure, and if the Daleks break through, they're limited space where they can go and they can defend. They send a lot of contestants from game shows to different places to defend them with weapons and so forth, just so if anything does happen, that the Daleks don't have such an easy fight. If they're willing to do it, they can. A lot of them go down to the very bottom level because they believe that because the shield is up at the top, the Daleks will just go up to the top and won't bother them at the bottom. Unfortunately, Jack says that probably won't happen, but you can stay if you want to. At the same time, the Doctor remembers a promise that he made to Rose's mum, Jackie, saying, if you ever think you're in danger, please send Rose back to me. And as the Doctor is preparing an extra weapon, he sends Rose to the TARDIS, and using his sonic screwdriver sends her back to 2005, present day London, to her mother. The Doctor appears to Rose into a communication broadcast, saying that he's just fulfilling his promise to her mother to keep her safe. Rose, of course, gets very upset, saying that the TARDIS can't return for him. But let this TARDIS stay on a street corner in London and let the machinery die. When the TARDIS gets back to London, Mickey and Jackie hear it and run to where it is, and they are so happy and relieved to see Rose. But Jackie also knows what this means. That that the Doctor's done this, and it means the Doctor is probably never going to be seen again. He's probably going to be died, probably get killed by whatever he's fighting. What you do see is there's an awful lot around London. There's a lot of bad wolf sprayed all over the walls and so forth. Rose is obviously inconsolable. She's very upset that the Doctor's done this. Mickey and Jackie try and comfort her and try and say, look, he's done the right thing. He's brought you back to me. All this sort of stuff. She just can't handle it. So Mickey and Rose try and get the TARDIS back to work, working again. And then Rose realised that the only way to do this would be to open up one of the panels, like what happened in a couple of episodes ago, and absorb the power of the TARDIS to control it. And they try with Mickey's car, but that doesn't work. So Jackie goes and hires a big lorry to see if that will work. That does work. Rose looks into the soul of the TARDIS and has control, and she gets it to work again and takes her back to where the Doctor is on Satellite 5. Back on Satellite 5, the Doctor and Jack and all the people that are willing to fight the Daleks are putting up a good fight. They are obviously the Daleks are trying their best to work all the way up to the top level where the Doctor is, and a lot of the contestants that are willing to fight have been killed. All of the contestants that stayed at the bottom level, where they thought they were safe, have also been killed. Jack unfortunately gets killed, and he, defending the Doctor, even though he's a floor below, the Doctor's on the top floor, Jack's a level below. Rose reappears, and she destroys all the Daleks using the power of the TARDIS vortex, and she brings back Captain Jack. And the Doctor, knowing that Rose cannot handle the power of the time vortex, takes it into himself, takes her into the TARDIS, takes the time vortex inside himself, takes it out of her so she can live. Unfortunately, this has damaged him far too much. What we see next is we see outside, the TARDIS is just about to disappear, and Jack runs in, and he realises that he has to carry on without the Doctor and Rose. And so back in the TARDIS, the Doctor explains to her that I've travelled the world and time and space with many faces. It's been fun with this face, and been fun with you. But what's about to happen is I'm going to have to change and become someone else. And he has to regenerate. And this is the first time where we see the new Doctor, the 10th Doctor. So, scores for Bad Wolf. I'm going to give it a 3. And my score for Parting of the Ways, I'm going to give it a 2. Thank you very much, and I shall see you next week. Goodbye.